Okay, students, so let us begin. We are studying electromagnetic waves and communication system chapter. All right. So now, uh, in this session, what we'll do is we'll quickly complete the communication system part. Okay. And one thing, students, whatever is written over here is very simple to understand. Meaning that you all can just simply read what is written and understand on your own. The entire communication system topic that is there. Okay, fine. So, just one second, let me check. So, let us begin. I request you all to please sit with your textbooks, and if I feel like there is something important you all should mark, I'll let you all know. Okay, fine. So, students, what we are going to study over here is that you all know the whatever communication that happens, the phone calls that you all do, or the TV signals that you all receive at home, or the radio signals that you all receive. These everything, all of this is part of, it's a type of communication that is happening. Okay, communication does not mean only talking to one another. That is not communication. When you come, like when you talk in terms of communication system or communication engineering, communication means exchange of information or transfer of information. Okay, that is what the first statement is written over here. You all can mark the very first statement. Communication is exchange of information. Okay, very important thing, because normally we have a notion that okay, normally we have a notion that communication means only the basically what I am doing right now, that is communication, that's it, no students. Okay, fine. So now in this communication system topic, we will be seeing how the signals go from one place to another. Okay, fine. Like if you all are receiving TV signals or if you all are getting a phone call, it is obvious that the signals have traveled from different mobile towers to mobile towers. Okay, if I am calling someone, so it that particular this thing will, or my particular voice will go to the nearest mobile tower, and from there it will jump from tower to tower and go to the place where the person is, go to the nearest tower, to the place that is where my person is staying, to whom I'm calling. Okay, I hope you all are understanding. All right, fine. So now, how is this voice signal traveling? My voice, how is it traveling to that other person? Okay, fine. So all these things, not in that detail also, because again, 12th standard, so we don't have to go into that depth. But what is the basic idea they have given under this communication system topic? Okay, fine. All right. Let us read. At the beginning, little bit history they have given about certain scientists and all. So you all can remember their names and remember their this thing that is their age period. Since ancient times, it is practiced in various ways. Example, through speaking, writing, singing, using body language, etc. All these are types of communication, right? All these are methods of communication. After the discovery of electricity in the late 19th century, human communication systems changed drastically. Okay, fine. Modern communication is the communication that you do in today's era. Modern communication is based upon the discoveries and inventions by a number of scientists like J.C. Bose, S.F.B. Morse, G. Macaroni, and Alexander Graham Bell in the 19th and 20th centuries. Okay, students, if you all want, you all can go and read a little bit about what these scientists actually discovered. Like they have written in general, right? In 19th, 20th century, these scientists were major contributors of communication using, because in 19th century electricity was discovered. Okay, so they were the major contributors. So you all can go and search that what each scientist actually discovered. Again, extra information, that's not necessary to understand communication system. In the 20th century, we could send messages over large distances using analog signals. Don't worry, students, we are going to study what an analog signal is ahead. Okay, but you all can mark these things. Analog, or you all can simply write ANALOG. That is also enough. Okay, so you all can mark this thing, or just a second, mark till here. Okay, so in 20th century, we could send messages over large distances using analog signals or using cables or using radio waves. You all remember radio waves, the first type of EM wave that we discussed. And there we had seen radio waves are used for what? FM, AM radio, TV transmission, yes or no? I hope you'll remember that. Okay, fine. With the advancement of with the advancement of digitization technologies, we can now communicate with the entire world almost in real time. See, students, in the 20th century, this was not possible. Okay, fine. In 20th century, see what they have written. Communication was using cables and everything. So obviously, if you all are using a cable, okay, if the communication is happening via a cable, distance will be limited, right? You all cannot go all over the world. Yes or no? That was possible when digitization took place. Okay. Again, you all will understand this even better. This is just introduction, so don't worry about it. Everything is written ahead properly. Let us just quickly go through this first. 1 second. Okay. Students, please, one request, stay on mute. Only if you all have any doubt, then unmute yourself. Okay, fine. All right. The ability to communicate is an important feature of modern life. We can speak directly to others all over the world and generate vast amount of information every day. Here, we will briefly discuss how communication systems work. A communication system is a device or setup used in transmission and reception of information from one place to another. You all can mark this statement. So basically, the communication system is going to tell me how the information is transmitted from one place to another. I hope you all understand the terms transmission and reception. Okay, fine, all right. Transmission or a transceiver is a device that will transmit. A receiver is a device that will receive. What the signal? Okay, fine. Now, let us actually see how a communication system looks or maybe a basic idea about it. Now, student, there's a diagram over here. It's not clear in the PDF, so I have an image. I hope it is clear in your textbook. Is it clear in your textbook? Please let me know.
Yes,
Yes,
miss.
miss.
Okay, then good. Then you all can look into your textbook if you all want, or else I'll display. I found the same diagram, but the thing is that even this is not that clear. Okay, fine. I hope you all can see a little bit. All right, fine. Okay. So, students, see, first, you all can see what we have. We have the information source. Okay. Communication is what? Transfer of information. Okay. So, first thing is the source from where that information is coming. Is it my voice? Am I calling someone? Am I FaceTiming someone? Is it a video and audio? Or what is it? Okay. I hope you all understand. So now, whatever it is, if it is audio, my audio will be converted into electrical signal. Okay. While it is going from my phone and it is reaching the person to whom I'm calling, the transmission is happening with by electrical signals. Okay. Not by the voice signal that I am generating, but I am the information source. And the information that I'm sending is my message signal. Okay, very easy to understand. All right, very simple terms to understand. Just keep one example in mind, you all will understand what is happening. Okay, so you all can see basically my entire communication system, it is like divided into three parts. There is a transmitter, there is a receiver, and there is a communication channel in between. And inside that communication channels, there can be many things. Okay, fine, all right. So now here, see, you all can see students, the transmitter over here, the receiver over here, and the channel over here. Okay, the communication channel. What will the transmitter do? The transmitter will transmit a signal. What will the receiver do? The receiver will receive the signal. Okay, fine. All right. Now, what is this dotted block that is there? Okay, this is actually the communication system, students. This is comprising the communication system. And you all can see this noise factor over here. Now, it is very obvious, right? We are doing an online lecture. Sometimes some of you all face some lag happening. Some of you all can't see the video properly or cannot hear the audio properly. We say network issue and all. So why this is happening? There's a lot of factors that are responsible for this to happen. I know internet speed and everything that is there, but what if my signal that is transmitting, it is encountered by noise? Because when the signal is going through the atmosphere, it is very obvious that a lot of noise is present around, right? Yes or no? So noise will cause or disturbance. Okay, now please don't misunderstand the term noise over here. Okay, your noise does not only mean the the noise term that we use in layman language. Okay, here noise stands for disturbance. Any kind of disturbance that is going to deteriorate or that is going to disturb my signal that is traveling. Okay, fine. Now see, here's the information source. Here's the message signal. Okay, this message signal that is there, it will go to the transmitter. Transmitter will do some kind of modification and then transmit it. Okay, then it will go, it will reach the receiver. And what will the receiver do, student? The modifications that transmitter did, receiver will remove those modifications, right? Because if I am calling y'all should exactly hear what I'm telling, right? Y'all should not hear something else, some kind of noise disturbance. That all those things are not needed to y'all. Okay, to the person who I'm calling. For the person, only the concerned thing is that he or she should hear my voice properly. Okay, fine. So whatever modification is done by the transmitter, those modifications are removed by the receiver, and the original message signal is given to whom? The original message signal is given to the user of the information, to the other person or the whoever is there at the other end who wants that particular information. Okay, fine. So I hope you all understood the basic block diagram. Students, very important. If you all get a question on communication system, this block diagram is a must, exactly like this. Or I think the one that is there in your textbook. Block diagram is very much important. Okay, fine. Now let's get back to our textbook. Okay, fine. So let us read now, students, what is written. There are three basic essential elements of every communication system. There is a transmitter, communication channel, and a receiver. In a communication system, as shown in the figure, the transmitter is located at a place and the receiver at another place. Okay, fine. मिस अब एयर भी इंटरफियर कर सकता है क्या कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम? यस यस सौरभ, कोई अगर उसमें कोई किस तरह का नॉइज, किस तरह का डिस्टर्बेंस प्रेजेंट होगा ना एयर में या एटमॉस्फेयर में, इट विल हार्म माय सिग्नल. That is the reason. See, I'll tell you all what in atmosphere or in air, a lot of disturbing factors are present, which will disturb my signal. इसीलिए what we do is we have to see to it, or not we actually, the transmitter has to see to it that the message signal is so strong. Okay, the message signal goes to the transmitter first, right? So what is the job of the transmitter? The job of the transmitter is to modify that signal. Okay, it will do a lot of work on that signal so that that particular signal is strong enough to reach as it is to the receiver. मतलब अगर पाथ में डिस्टरबेंस आया, नॉइज अगर आया भी तो थोड़ा सा हार्म होगा, ज्यादा हार्म नहीं होगा. That is the you can say beauty of the modernization that is happening in this field, right? Yes or no? With all the advancements coming into picture now, अभी हम same lecture, online lecture 2G net पे तो नहीं ले सकते हैं ना. With the advancements that are happening, more and more better services are being provided. Okay, fine. I hope you understand. यस यस, बर्फ वाले जगह पर भी होता है डिस्टर्बेंस, हर जगह होगा. नाउ इट विल डिपेंड. ओके, see, the thing is that here in city area we do not face that much problem. Yes or no? Because there are towers everywhere. All right, fine, and we are constantly, we have I can say signals around us present, or facilities are there for us. Okay, but same thing if you all go to some rural place, then network issue is happening, this is happening, that is happening, because there are no that much towers as compared to city area and all. Okay, you all are understanding. Similarly, बर्फ वाला area and all, उधर तो काफी मुश्किल है ना, तो वहाँ पे तो नेटवर्क आना बहुत मुश्किल है. रेडिएशन जो कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम में है, हार्मफुल तो होगा ना. yes, definitely it is harmful, right? See, everything comes at a cost, right? Yes or no? If there are pros, there are cons as well. All right, radiation is harmful, but you all can see nowadays we cannot do anything without all these, without all the gadgets and all. You're attending lecture on a gadget, yes or no? So that is one major drawback. Maybe after years there might come technologies, or maybe there are searching for such technologies now, which try to reduce the radiations that are happening. Okay, so we'll wait for that day. Let us continue now. Okay. Where was I? Yeah. So the communication channel is a passage through signal. Okay, is a passage through which signals transfer between transmitter and receiver. See students, your communication channel that is there, it is also comprised of a lot of things. Again, I think so they have explained some of them ahead in the chapter, so we'll see there. This channel may be in the form of wires or cables or maybe also wireless. Yes or no? Nowadays, wireless communication uh, is what we use normally. Okay. So that particular channel that is there, it can be a wire, okay, or it can be something, it can be a wireless technology, depending upon the communication system. So if it is nearby, okay, if it is nearby, like transfer of information is happening nearby, then we can work with wires as well, right? Cables as well. Because if it is nearby, then okay, I can arrange for a cable from that particular location to the other location. But if it is at another corner of the world, then it is not possible, right? Using a wire. So it's like that. It depends upon the communication system. There are two basic modes of communication, point to point and broadcast. So please mark this, students. And actually the next paragraph is also important because there they have given examples of what is point to point and broadcast. Okay, fine. Now see students, very simple to understand. Point to point means if I am calling someone, okay, so that is a point to point communication from one person to another person. That's it. Okay. But if you talk about a FM radio, now FM radio from their radio station they are transmitting, I can listen to it, you all can listen to it at the same time. Yes or no? So that is a type of a broadcast. You all know, right? You all must be aware of the term broadcast, right? In WhatsApp, you all have broadcast message. So you all can send the one message to everyone at same time. Yes or no? So same kind of concept. Okay. Keep an example in mind so then it is easy to understand. So what is point to point communication? A phone call. If I'm calling any one of you, that is a point to point communication. What is a broadcast? The FM radio is transmitting their whatever they are playing songs and everything, and all of us can listen to it at the same time at our homes on our devices. Okay, that is a broadcast. So you can see in a point to point communication mode, communication takes place over a link between a single transmitter and receiver. You can see between a single transmitter and receiver. Okay. See students, if I'm calling someone, I am not the transmitter. I am the information source. Okay. So my information, my voice will go to the nearest transmitter that is there. And that transmitter will transmit to the receiver, which is near to the person I'm calling. And then it will send a message signal. The receiver will send a message to that person. I hope you all are understanding. I am not the transmitter if I'm calling. I am the information source. You all are not the receiver. You all are the, you can say, information user. Okay, fine, all right. But sometimes, you know, like, jaldi jaldi में ऐसा बोलने के लिए बोल सकते हैं, I am transmitting, you all are receiving. So that is not okay, but still. All right. So you can see the example telephony. So I want you all to quickly note down what telephony is, your calls only, but then one proper line for it. Write down somewhere over here the meaning for telephony or a single line explanation. Telephony is a technology that allows people. Telephony is a technology that allows people to have long distance voice communication. Telephony is a technology that allows people. Telephony is a technology that allows people to have long distance voice communication. To have long distance voice communication. Everyone, please let me know if you all have noted down the statement.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay, I know. So, students, say you all can get maybe a 2 marks question to explain or what are the two basic modes of, explain the two basic modes of communication or explain point to point and broadcast. Okay, so you all have to write what is the meaning and you all have to also write an example. Okay, very much important. So you all understood point to point is between single transmitter and receiver. Broadcast, there a broadcast mode, there are large number of receivers. Okay, you all can underline this. See, point to point single transmitter receiver. In broadcast, there are large number of receivers corresponding to the single transmitter. And what is the example? Radio and television transmitter. At the same time, all of you all can watch the same channel on TV, right? Yes or no? So the TV signals have been broadcasted. Okay. It's not like only one person can watch that channel at a time. No. Okay, I hope you all understood this. Very simple to understand. Let us move ahead. Commonly used terms in electronic communication system. Now we'll be seeing a little bit about signal, that analog signal word that was present over here. So we'll actually see what that analog signal is and what is, first let us see what a signal is. Okay. Yeah. Before I continue, students, there are 6 minutes for the first 40 minutes to end. So please see to it that you all rejoin the session. Okay. I might just continue explaining. So if the session breaks, please rejoin. Okay. All right. Following terms are used to understand any communication system. First is what is a signal. Okay. So the information converted into electrical form that is suitable for transmission is called a signal. Please mark this. So my voice information is converted into an electrical signal and then only it moves from one place to another place. Okay. It is written over here. See, in a radio station, music and speech are converted into electrical form by a microphone for transmission into space. Okay. So whatever audio is there, it is converted into electrical signal then for in order for transmission. Okay. The electrical form of a sound is the signal. Now, this is not only for sound, students. It can be anything. Okay, video or anything else. All right. This electrical form of sound is signal. A signal can be analog or digital. So there are two types of signals that we mainly discuss about. One is an analog signal and one is a digital signal. Okay, fine. You all can see two diagrams over here. Okay, first one is an example of an analog signal. Second one is example of a digital signal. This analog, you all can see this is nothing but your sine wave. Yes or no? All right. And this another one for the digital that they have written. Students, one extra information, digital signal is also known as discrete signal. Okay. So if you all ever come across discrete signal, don't sit and wonder what it is. It is nothing but digital signal only. Okay. So you all can see here, this can be considered to be a square wave. Now see, obviously, I hope you all are understanding. Let me take some other light color. See, it is like this. This much part is 0. Then it goes up. Okay. Then there is 0. Then it goes up. This is how actually the signal is. You all are understanding, right? What I can do is, let me just zoom it in a little. Okay. Fine. Pink color. Okay, see from here, it's like this. The signal is actually like this. So the 0 part is obviously we cannot draw it because it will lie on the axis itself, but I hope you all got an idea. What is the difference between both of them? Okay, analog signal is a continuous signal. Okay, and a digital signal or a discrete signal is something that is not continuous in nature. Very simple explanation about analog and digital signal. Okay, so you all can see over here, analog, this sine wave, it starts from 0, then the amplitude is increasing, then it reaches +5, that is the peak value. Then it goes down, then it crosses 0, then it reaches the negative peak value, that is -5, then it comes up, and then the same thing is going on happening. So my amplitude that is there, it is varying continuously with time. Okay, such type of signals are analog signals. But you all can see here, so basically here, the thing is here, in analog signal, the amplitude level is infinite. Meaning, students, see, if I just take this point, the amplitude is something else. If I take this point, the amplitude is something else. Even after a millisecond, the amplitude is different. You all are understanding? But let's look at this digital signal now. You all can see from here till this point, the signal is 0. As soon as it comes at this point, it will suddenly go up and it will stay at the peak value 5 for the given time. Then it will suddenly come down and go to 0. And it will stay at 0 for a certain period of time. Then it will go up and it will stay at +5. Okay, it is not necessary that it is always +5, -5. It can be anything. Again, it will suddenly rise and stay at +5 for a certain period of time. I hope you all are understanding. So here, at exact time, you all can determine the exact amplitude. Okay, you all are understanding. Here, it's not like that. Like after every point, I can say amplitude is continuously changing. But in digital, the amplitude stays like that for a certain period of time. Okay, how that is decided? Now that is a little bit in-depth study. There is something called as duty cycle and everything. So from that, we can, like the wave decides. कितने टाइम तक ऑफ रहना है, कितने टाइम पे ऑन होना है, एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स इन डिजिटल सिग्नल. ओके, फाइन. So I hope you all have understood this. Let us read what is written quickly. Analog signal, okay, you all can mark, what you all can do is you all can mark both of them. Just put a tick mark or a star mark or something. Analog signal, a continuously varying signal, voltage or current. Now that signal, the sine wave that is there, it can be of anything. Okay, it can be a voltage signal, it can be a current signal. It depends on what you all are doing. Like if any experiment, you all are supposed to find the voltage. I think so. You all will have such kind of experiments in physics. Okay, so if your voltage is the output, then you all will plot the output graph. So that particular signal is for voltage. If your output is current, like if you all are observing current, then you all will plot the sine wave, and that wave is indicating current. Okay. But how are we supposed to plot? On the x-axis we have time, and on the y-axis we have amplitude. Remember this, very much important. Okay, fine. It's called an analog signal. Since a wave is a fundamental analog signal, sound and picture signals in TV are also analog in nature. So this is one of the examples. Okay, fine. The sound and picture signals in TV, that are there, they are analog in nature. Okay, fine. Next, we'll see what a digital signal is. Okay, a signal voltage